Alrighty, YouTube. Welcome back to Fern Valley Farms YouTube channel. My name is Vince, and on this channel we are pure country. All right, hopefully you're following along with this project here. This is actually only the second video on this deal here. We're putting up a pole barn. I'm going to show you guys how I do this step by step. Maybe give you a couple of tips and pointers, maybe something you could use. We all can kind of learn from each other. I'll see somebody do something and be like, oh, that's a good idea. I never even thought about it. So maybe I'll have a couple of tips that you might like and learn from it. What we're doing now, step 2 of this deal here, I didn't do all of them because I don't want to bore you guys with the details. We're putting posts in. And you can see here, I've got some of them set, some aren't. That one back there is braced up. That one back there obviously is just leaning. I got a hole over here dug. But I'm going to show you how I do this. I've got this auger on the back of my tractor. I got 2 more holes to dig. And I'm going to show you how I set these posts. You want to, depending on where you live, like where I live, we're up here in northern Illinois. So up here in the north, you got to put your stuff down at least 4 feet or better. You got to get below the frost line. If you live somewhere down south where it's warm, you don't have to worry about that. I'm not sure what the depth is. You have to check on that. I can't give you an answer on that one. But up here, I know you want to go at least 4 feet. Get below the frost line. Get your holes dug down 4 feet. Put some cement, some gravel, something solid for your post to sit on, and go ahead and set them. But like I said, if you're down south or west or wherever, warmer climates, you just check to see what everybody does. What's the best depth to go? It might only be a couple feet. I don't know, but I don't want to give you an answer on that one because I don't know. So, anyways, I got 2 more holes to drill. In the front here, I'm going to be putting a garage door in the front of this building here. And a man door over on this side, which a man door is just a small walk-in door. So I got 2 more holes to drill. I'm going to show you how I do this, and then I'll show you how I set a post. Let me move the camera over here. I'm going to show you how I do this here. Get the camera kind of set. Whoop. Turn the tractor on. And of course, it's going to start raining again. It's raining just enough to make this all muddy here. So I'm going to just drill these 2 holes. That'll be my last 2 holes. And like I said, we'll get these posts. We'll get them set. We'll get them level and we'll get them set. I've got this bottom plate on here. I got it unnailed on one side. I'm just going to move it over so I can get this hole right underneath this board. Because even though you got an auger, if you have an auger, you still wind up cleaning them up by hand. Because you still got to get them cleaned up a little bit, or take some of the stuff that doesn't come all the way out. And hopefully it doesn't rain here. All right, let me get this done really quick. Give me something. Going to raise this board up here, get it out of the way. There. I've got my 2 holes marked. I got one marked here and marked here. Let me get the tractor set, and I'll move the camera in closer. The ground is really low here, so the auger's not lifting all the way up. One of the biggest things you want to do when you're drilling with an auger on your tractor is you want to make sure your post is straight. You'll see how this rocks back and forth. You want to make sure it's straight up and down this way and straight this way. If the auger is leaning forward, it's going to dig a hole at an angle, vice versa. Just want to make sure it's straight. It's not that big of a deal because you still got to clean it out by hand. Now, let me turn this on. So once it starts digging, you can just straighten it out. Once you're holding it straight and it starts digging, then you can let go of it. You can see there's gravel in here because this used to be an old lean-to for hay storage, so I had to put some rock down here. Now see how it's at an angle? I'm going to straighten this out. There, now see how it's straight? A little more. See, once it starts digging, it'll go straight. One little trick with this auger is you don't want to let it just bite all the way down. If you let it just grab, it'll screw itself right into the ground. Then you got to hand dig it out. Ask me how I know. And there you have it. Like I said, when you're using one of these augers, you got to be careful. I didn't know about this one. Actually, I used somebody else's a long time ago, and it didn't do with this one. This one, if it grabs too tight, it must have some kind of a clutch mechanism or something in there. It won't keep biting. It'll just stop spinning, which I didn't know. I didn't know that this did this. I found that out the other day. So this one, it'll bite down so far, if it gets too hard, it'll just stop spinning. Then you can lift it up and go down again, and it'll keep digging. The one I bought from a friend of mine, first time I did this, it augered, grabbed, and wham, it went right down. It buried that thing in the ground. Tractor went up in the air a little bit. So guess how long it took me to dig that thing out to get it loose? I'm like, whoop, never do that again. That's how we learn, right? Anyways, that hole's dug. Let's get the other one dug really quick. Let me get this right up close here. You can see it's on an angle. I got to back the tractor up just a little bit. Right there is straight. All right, there's the holes. I'll tell you why in a second here, why I didn't, so you can see how deep it is. I still got to clean it out. Okay, I forgot. The reason I didn't dig that one down 4 feet, because that one is basically going to be for the door brace. And it's going to come to the lower edge of the truss. There's not a whole lot of weight right in that area, and it doesn't really need to support nothing but a door hinge. So that one's only going to go down about 2 feet, but there will be concrete around it when I'm done. So I just remember that one doesn't need to go 2 feet or 4 feet. This one does. This is going to be right in the middle of the building for the truss. So let me get this stuff out of the way, and we'll show you how I set a post. All right, let me put this, I'm going to ship this board back here. Get this back where it's supposed to be. Well, actually, I'm going to leave that out. I got to clean those holes out. I won't move that board back yet. I'm going to show you how I do it on one of these posts right here. Okay, the biggest thing with your posts, let me back this up a little. Like I keep saying, one day when I'm rich and famous, I'll have my own camera person, right? Okay, this beam, your corner posts, if you've seen in the last video how those have to be square, and those have to be on the money exact. These middle posts, the middle supports, or even like that garage door post, they got to be straight, but they don't need to be as exact as the corner post. Now your garage door has to be, because your garage door width is only so far, so you got to make sure those are right. And when I get to that step, I'll show you a couple of tricks on that. But these center posts, like this one here, the one behind me, that one I just dug, that shallow one I dug for the man door. Even this one over here, you can see over here. The post that's going to go in this hole here, pretty much it's in the center of the building, that's all it is. So let me show you how I do this. Actually, let me get one thing here. Got all my stuff inside. It's kind of raining a little bit. If you're setting posts, get yourself one of these. They're only about $5, 4 or 5. This is a post. It's made for post, for leveling post. You got, when you put your post down, you can level this way and this way. And if you wanted to level like a pipe, you can lay it down here to level this way too. These come in real handy for the posts. So I just put it on right here. The middle of the building, the middle of the truss is on that line right there. So that's actually going to go right there. And all I'm going to do, because like I said, this one, if it's off a half an inch, it doesn't matter. It's just in the middle of the truss, supporting the weight of the middle of the truss. But you want it level. So you just take it like this. I'll show you when I'm done here. Level that way. Shift it over a little bit. It's gotta move over. There. And don't ever look at the ground or look at what's behind you or next to you to try and level something. It doesn't work. The ground will totally throw, or like a hill or a building, try and line something up that way. It doesn't work. You'll be off. It might look straight. When you go to put a level on it, it's not. So this, and like right now, this to me looks like it's leaning all the way backwards. But it's not. I'll show you here in a second. It's not. It's level. It's level right there. And it's level right there. So all I'm going to do really quick, before actually I want to move this over just a hair. Put it right there. Can't hurt to take them and pound them in the ground too a little bit. It'll kind of flatten the dirt behind you. I'm going to do this. I moved it over. I was off center. I'll show you in a minute here. Get it over. All right, let me just get a nail so I can tack this in. Start yourself a nail, and then once you tack it in, it won't move. You get yourself set. Level that way. The biggest thing is level this way, to the right and to the left. Front and back, you can move the post once it's tacked on the bottom. Front, right, and left, though, is a little harder. So right there, it's centered. So all I'm going to do for right now is tack it, and now it won't move. And see, now you can adjust it just a hair if you have to. Level. And of course, a lot of this is once it all gets tied together, that'll be the next step. Then you'll tighten all this stuff up. Let me show you here. Now, if you're putting posts in, get yourself one of these. I don't know if you can see this on the video or not, on the camera. I'll put it up here. You can see right there, move it over. Right there, it's level. And we move it to this side. And right there. Now I'm moving it. Of course, it's off a little bit, but that's fine because once I adjust this, it'll be perfect. Once I put the side wrapping pipe, once I put the boards around the sides, strapping it in, it'll level it right off. The main thing is this part right here. And you can kick the bottom out. Now this one moved on me. Just take the bottom. There. Here's another little trick I'm going to show you. You've got a pipe in the ground. Here's another little trick. I know all this camera work is a little sloppy here. You could take, because obviously you can't reach all the way into the bottom of the hole. You could take a pipe or a long crowbar, put it to the bottom, and push it. Go down to the bottom of the post and push it over. A little bit more. There, right on the money. See? It's starting to rain. Figures. See? Right on the money. See that? So there. All right, we're going to finish this video over here just for a second. I'm going to get my camera out of the rain. Rain and electronics don't get along too well. Of course, when I was gone all morning, it wasn't raining at all. Gotta wait till I get home and do this. So anyways, get yourself, hold on. I really hope this stops. If not, it's going to be a real mess. I want to try and get these posts set. The nice thing about getting your posts set and pack them with dirt, if it rains, that dirt will pack right down around your post. So what I'll do is I'll show you guys just when it stops raining. I'll shut this camera off for a minute, how I set the post with a tamp. But get yourself one of these little corner post levelers. I don't know if that's the right term. There's actually a rubber band that comes on this. So, but obviously these poles are 14 feet, so I can't put a rubber band all the way to the top and pull it down. But you could take something and strap it around it if you want, and you can hook it right to the pole. But if you're doing a short job, you put the rubber band on, it straps right to it. Then you don't got to do like I'm doing it, holding it, moving it around. But it works just as good by holding it too. So anyways, get yourself one of these. Let it stop raining, and I'll turn this camera off, and I'll show you how I tamp these holes and get these posts straight. I'll be back in a minute. Hopefully soon. I want to get this done. All right, I'm back. It's only been about 20 minutes. Rain finally stopped. I need to try and wrap this up because I can hear thunder out to the west. The nice thing about this is it's warm out. I'm actually sweating, but I don't want to get soaking wet here. So anyway, I packed a couple of posts while you guys were gone. I was gone because it's going to rain. I want the dirt to pack around these posts. You could take buckets of water after you put your dirt on. I'm going to show you this, and that dirt, well, that water will help settle that dirt and mud around your posts. But you want to hand tap them first. And one little trick that I want to share that I learned a long time ago, like I said, never trust the ground or your surroundings to make sure something is level, either this way or this way. It'll totally throw you off. You'll look at it and be like, oh, that's level. And it's not even close. So you want to use your post leveler or a regular level on either side of your post, all four sides, to make sure you're where you're supposed to be. But one little trick that I learned years ago from a guy I used to work for, go all the way back. Like you can go 100 yards, like 200 feet away and look at your posts, you can look right down the line, and you can see how straight they are. You know they're straight because you put the level on them. But if you want to look at it from a distance, walk about a good, even 50 feet away sometimes, and look at your posts, and you can see how nice and straight everything is. When I'm looking at this piece over here, if I look over here, because the ground slopes up, the ground slopes up back here. When I stand here, these look like they're leaning back. They're really not. They're perfectly level. And I tamped that post while you guys were gone, while I was gone, because all this rain is coming. So, put the level on, it's perfectly square. Actually, that's the post I was showing you guys. I finished tamping that one down. I wanted to get it before the rain, but I'm going to show you one really quick. I need to stop talking because it's going to rain again. But stand back and look at yourself. I went about 50 feet that way, and I looked right down. They're perfectly lined up. But I know they're level because I put the post leveler on them. So let's put this post in really quick here. I'll show you this one. You can see I got the board pulled away as I drilled the hole. And I actually cleaned this hole out already while I was waiting for the rain to stop. Like I said, it's warm out, so it's not too bad. Let me grab a post. Another little piece of advice, buy your posts too long. Don't try and buy them exact, because you got to wind up cutting it. So you'd rather have them too long than too short. If they're too short and you bury them, then you're screwed. I'd rather be too long, I can cut it off. And like I mentioned in the last video, it's heavy. Green treated, wet is heavy, 14 feet. If you're wondering why I'm using 4x4s for this building, it's not a very wide span. This is almost like a big garage. It's not a really big wide span. If I was doing something like this, like that building there, that's a whole different ballgame. Or that white building right out there, which really isn't that far, that's what 4x6s. But this is small. It's not very big. It's only 18 foot wide by 21 deep. And it's going to be braced. I'm going to brace the heck out of it. It ain't going nowhere. So I use 4x4s, cut a little bit of cost. I'm not telling you to do that. That's just how I'm doing it. But it will work because I built this kind of stuff before. And it holds up. In this area right here, when the snow is blowing out of the north and settling, it's going to hit the face of this building. There'll be snow on top, but by the time I get all the purlings, get the trusses all set, it ain't going nowhere. So 4x4s will work for this. But like I said, I'm not telling you to do that. If you want to, it works. I was going to go with 4x6s, and I was trying to figure out the cost. And I even talked to some guys that are really knowledgeable about this stuff, and they're like, you're fine. A 4x4 will hold that building no problem. So anyways, let's get this done really quick before it rains again. All right, so now, can you see what I'm doing here? Bring this in. We're gonna swing this board back over to the front of it. I've got a nail on this post over there to hold the board up. Hopefully my hole is right. We're about to find out here. I've got it marked where I want the outside of this to be. And that looks like it's leaning. And I have a feeling I have to clean that hole. It never fails. Even though you dig these things where you want. Let me get my... But here again, I'm looking at it. It looks crooked. If I put the level on it, there's level out there. And yep, I gotta hand dig this out. And it's gonna rain again. Wonderful. You know, I thought I dug this thing. It never fails. You dig these things out, you still gotta hand dig them. I'm gonna clean this out. I could probably leave the post in there, just tip it back. Where's my post? So all I'm gonna do is clean the back of this. Yeah, it's getting dark. Here again, we might have to pause this video. When you clean out a hole, it's not a big deal because you're just trimming it, and pretty much the mud will stay right in the. There we go. Right behind it. Of course, you hit a rock. There it goes. There. It's funny how rocks just seem to be in your way. There's a bunch of rock down here. Okay. All right, now we should be where we need to be. Put it out. Put it right there. I am going to grab a nail. That almost looks like it's on the money, but don't trust your eye. We're going to have to cut this video again because it's getting pretty black out. You know, this one, I'm going to make sure it's more right on the money because this is going to be the outside post for my overhead door. So this measurement's got to be more right on. And right there, I've got a mark on here. Let me just tack this on. So there. Now, we're right on this way, and we're right on that way. So now, here again, you can look at your level. I'm level this way. I'm level this way. And I'm going to stand back and look at these posts. But this measurement in between the door has got to be more exact, and I'll show you when we get to that step. This is going to be a semi-long process. I'll make videos along the way. Some of this you're going to see me out in the snow and the cold and the rain, snow and the cold and sub-zero, depending on what I got to do, which I don't mind. I like working outside. Okay, so now what you want to do, let me just double check this. And one way you could straighten your pole out, which I forgot one thing here. Hold on. Put this right. I forgot to nail that end in. Where's my other level? Hold on. I got one step ahead of myself. All right, we're right on the money there. It's getting darker. Try this again. Where's my hammer? Before you fill your holes in, always double check everything. It ain't no fun pulling these out of the ground and redoing it. Ask me how I know. That's my favorite saying, right? Ask me how I know this stuff. Now, bring it back over. Get it. Like I said, this one's got to be more right on the money because look at that, beautiful, right on. It's nice when you start tying all this stuff together and it's not as wobbly. Right on, right on. This is going to be an 8-foot door. You got to have an extra 3 inches on either side. So the door and the door track and blah, blah, blah. And I'll show you when we get to that step. That's not for a little while yet. So anyways, there. That's where it's supposed to be. Right on. Pull that just a hair out. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, now what you want to do, and I'm going to remeasure this really fast. You know, there's an old saying, measure twice, cut once. Well, measure twice, bury once. Eight foot, 1, 2, 3, 99 inches. That'll give me a ½ inch on either side for the door. Okay. We just tack this in. One way to keep your post straight too, as you tack it. I got everything out of the rain here. I have a feeling I'm going to be finishing this video in a little while, because, well, maybe not. Maybe I'll get lucky. Just stop talking. Just get it done. If you put 2 nails in, it won't weigh. It might go this way, because nothing's tied together yet, but it's not going to go this way. All right, really quick here. Where's my shovel? Over there. I'm going to show you this really fast. All you want to do, obviously, just fill your holes back in. Make sure you get some dirt behind it too. All right, this is what's happening now. As you can hear, it's pouring like crazy. So this project might be done for today, but it's going to be all mud now. It is raining like crazy. See it coming in the window up there? Get my camera out of the rain here. Well, at least some of these holes I filled in will get packed with mud. You know, when you want it to rain, it don't. When you're trying to do something, you get this. Now it's lightening up now. If it lightens up, we'll go out there and get that hole tamped. I want to show you guys how I tamp. All right, well, I'm back. You can see what happened here. It rained like hell. I don't know how much rain we got. I didn't look at the rain gauge. I got the camera inside the barn right now so it doesn't get all wet. It looked like it was stopping. Obviously, I can't show you how to tamp these posts. I want to kind of finish this video, but it's pretty simple. Where's it at? Hold on. It's pretty simple. I just take I got an old stick. This bad chart is on, right? Okay. I got an old stick with a flat end. I put the dirt around the hole. I just tamp it down. Just pack it, pack it, pack it. You'd be surprised how tight that pole will get. Only nice thing about this is it's not cold. It's probably 60-something degrees. I don't want to totally get wet because it's how you get sick, but this ain't bad, actually. It's comfortable. Nice working weather. If this was like 30 degrees, I wouldn't be standing out here. Anyway, get yourself an old stick, put your dirt in, tap it around, put your post leveler, the one I showed you, put that on there, make sure you're level, tamp it down. And this is actually what you want. I wish all these poles were filled because all this rain is going to pack that dirt right onto those poles. But what you can do, you can get buckets of water, pour the buckets of water down the holes. That'll help tamp them down too. That'll help kind of pack it down. And then once you start tying all this together, which you'll see in another video, I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to do these videos step by step here when I do this. You're going to see me out in the snow, the cold, the sub-zero, putting the roof on, putting the sides on, whatever I'm doing. Weather, some of the stuff might not get done for a while because of the weather. I can't get up on the roof, obviously, once I start roofing it, if it's icy and snowy, obviously. When I build trusses, I can do that inside. I can show you how I build trusses. So anyways, yeah, you can see it's kind of stopping now. Let me show you here what a mess things are now. You can see it. This hole here is full of water, which it really doesn't matter. This one here isn't, I'm not sure why that's not full of water, but that post is level. But you can see what a mess everything is now. I'm going to try and push some of this dirt down into these holes. This one is soaked right in, but you can see when it dries, you'll see that dirt soak right down in there, which is kind of nice. That's what you want. Same thing over here. That dirt soaking into these poles, that one's just a mess, but that doesn't matter. I can shove the pole in there and go. These. So, anyways, that's my story. But I'm going to show you one thing really quick here, why you don't trust your eye. Like I said, if you stand back, and I can't show you right there, but you stand back against that hill, the poles are going to look crooked. But if you put the post hole leveler on it, you're going to see that they're right on the money. But I'm going to show you one thing here. Why I talk about stepping back and looking at something. Let's go over here. I'm going to do this really quick here. Come back here about 100, I don't know, 70, 80 feet, whatever. And look at this building now. You look at them poles straight on. See those outside poles? They're straight on the money. See that? Come over here. Look at those two center ones. Right on the camera. They're right down the middle. Depending how you move, if I can move this thing over and get it. See that? Those two center posts are right down the center. And the outside post, same thing, right down the middle. But don't do this without leveling it. I'm telling you, you'll have it all screwed up. You can stand back, look at it, it looks beautiful. You can stand back, like I said, you can stand back, look at this, and it's going to be like, oh, that's right on the money. You start nailing stuff together and put the post hole leveler on it. I'm crooked here, sorry. The ground's crooked. Yeah, see, if you look at them, they're straight and they are level. But don't just trust your eye to that. You can step back and look at them this way, step back, look at it this way. And actually, if you look at these posts over here, even though this building is square, it almost looks like it's off to the side, don't it? You got to come way over here. Well, the camera's not showing it. There's two outside posts. See, they're right on the money. Forget that shorter second one. See, they're right on the money. But if you look at the ground here and step back, the building looks crooked. That's why you can't do that. You got to get it square. That was in my first video there. So anyways, we'll bring this back over here. Let's come back to the mud. The rain is finally stopping now. Now that it's screwed me up here. Oops, sorry about that. All right, let's get back. Let's get back to my mud pit here. Much like I said, I don't really care about this. Let me tip this camera back here. Oh, sorry. Like I said, this I don't care about. This is just going to pack this ground down even harder. There's going to be, you can see where that top board is running across. See how high that is? The top of that 2x8 is going to be where the top of my cement floor is going to go. Matter of fact, I just called the guy when it was raining when I was eating lunch. He drives a truck on his own, and since it was raining, I thought maybe he'd be slow this week because they'll get washed out of a job because this is too wet to work. He's like, yeah, I was thinking about you this morning. So I'm getting a load of gravel on probably Wednesday. Today's Monday. I'm going to get a load of gravel, and I'll have it here. But I'm going to fill this thing up, which I'll show you when that gets here. I'm going to fill this thing up about 3.5 to 4 inches below that board. That's going to be gravel. So my whole point to this story is that's all going to pack down really nice and hard. And then once the gravel's on, I could drive on it with the tractor. I got to finish framing it. I'll put like a ramp over here with some gravel to get over this board. And then I'll get my trusses up. Or I'm going to get my cement in. It depends on money, of course. I've got the price of the concrete kind of figured out. This is just under 5 yards of concrete. But getting the concrete delivered is not a big deal. It's get somebody to finish it the right way. I don't claim to be I could do small areas, but I don't want to do something this big. Because if I finish this myself, it's going to look like I did it myself. And I don't want it to look like that. This is going to be for my honey house. And I want the floor nice and smooth. I am going to put a drain in the middle. A drain back there just for cold water. That's a whole other video. Right now we're talking about setting posts. So follow along. Hopefully I taught you something. Got any questions, comments, please leave them. Like I said, hopefully I showed you something here. I'm going to get the rest of these set. The next thing I'm going to do, and I'll show you that, I'm going to get this other board on here so it's level. And I'm going to tie in. I'm probably going to tie in 3 sides because when the gravel gets here, I'm going to just drive in from right here, get the gravel in. Then I can finish putting these sideboards on. You want to go 3 feet up. This is going to be a 9-foot. The inside of this ceiling is going to be 9 foot. So the trusses are going to be 9 foot high. You want to put your sideboards. I'm just using 2x6. Those can be pine. They don't need to be treated. Those are going to go around the outside. I'll do a video on that. Those are going to go every 3 feet. That'll start tying this whole thing together. So anyways, hopefully you liked the video. Any questions, comments, please leave them. Hopefully you like this video. Follow along. Consider subscribing to my channel. Support it. I really appreciate it. Hit this button right here. Hit that subscribe button. If you do subscribe, there's a little bell next to that button. Hit that bell. You'll get notified every time one of these videos comes out. And there's plenty to come on this whole series. So follow along. So I don't think I forgot anything. If I do, I'll mention it in the next video. So until next time, YouTube, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.